Welcome everyone to Life is Lucci. So today we're going to build the 911 ST, as you can tell by the title of the video. So the reason I'm doing this, and you can see I didn't even shave, so I kind of just jumped in the garage and wanted to record this because I think we have a very limited time before the configurator for the ST is down. And I'm sure if you're watching this video, you know what the ST is all about. It essentially has the 992 GT3 RS engine coupled with a 6-speed manual, which we all love. And I spend way too much time on configurators, mainly the Porsche configurator, since I just happen to love Porsches. And I'm mainly doing this because once the configurator is down, I find that years later you come back and you're like, oh, I want to build that car, even though it's no longer in production. And the problem is you can't do it. I know there's like the Wayback Machine I think you can go to. I tried doing that with like the 991.2 and I couldn't get to the configurator. So that's why the cars that I would love to own one day. I'll never own an ST probably, but dream of owning. I want to build and be able to go back and see, hey, this is what the configurator looked like. This is how I would have spec'd it at this time. If I, was able to afford one, and even if you can afford one, if you get an allocation. So anyways, here we are on the Porsche website. They're currently, the backdrop is electric vehicles, right? Which we know are coming, but they're not selling so hot. So we're going to click over here and click on the 911. And once this loads, this usually takes a couple seconds. All right, so we're going to go down to the ST here. It's at the very bottom, and like I said, I don't think there's much time left because I just saw a post on Instagram that the last ST was delivered to the United States. So I don't know where they are in the production run. I know they're making 1,963 of these. You can see the big 6.3 on the side. That's to commemorate when the 911 was first designed, right? I thought the first, I guess, I don't know, someone could correct me on this. I thought the first year was 1964, but maybe they sold a few in 1963, like, late 63, and they were 64 model years. If you know the answer to that, let me know, because I would like to know. But 518 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. To me, honestly, none of these stats matter. It's just this car is incredible. And actually, I like the 991.2. I think it's a better looking car than the 992. That's just my opinion. But I think what they did with the ST, I think to me it's the ultimate variation of this generation. So I'm not going to really review the car. That's not what this is. This is how I would spec it. So let's get into it. So we're going to build the Porsche. So right off the bat, it starts at $293,000. It's already over budget, so we might as well have some fun here, right? We might as well. So it's a 2024, which goes to show you you're not getting one because I'm recording this in 2025. And I'm certainly not getting one, but we're going to have some fun here. So standard colors, white. I personally don't think any 911 looks good in black. It's just, a lot of cars look great in black, and it's the worst color in the world to own because it's a nightmare to keep clean unless you keep it in a garage with an air filtration system, and it looks great for the first 24 hours. It's clean, and then it's a nightmare. I would never spec another black car after my truck that I own. I've never owned a white car, so I don't know what white is like to own, if it's as dirty and as hard, quote unquote hard to keep clean as black. But on this car, if you're spending this kind of money, I wouldn't get a standard color to begin with. Not that I think it looks fine in white. I love this Shore Blue Metallic. So right off the bat, you click on that and you have to add the Heritage package. So we'll do that for now. And it adds the decals on the side. I think this car looks great in this color. What are the other options? Shade Green Metallic. That's another really nice color. And I typically don't like green on cars, but this just works. We'll just go through these real quick. GT Silver Metallic, of course, always looks great, but I don't think it's the color for this build. Gentian Blue, it's a nice color, don't get me wrong, but I just personally wouldn't spec it. Ice Gray Metallic. I haven't seen a lot of cars in person in this color, but it's from what I've seen online, it's like a kind of a cross between silver and white. I think a very interesting color, but again, not something I would spec on this car. If I'm spending, theoretically, if I was to have close to $300,000 to spend on this car, I would probably go paint to sample. So, but before we get into that, like of these colors here, I'd either probably go with Shore Blue Metallic or Shade Green Metallic, but let's do paint to sample and have some fun. So there's I don't know how many colors they actually have here. There are a couple in particular that I really think look good on the 992. I just need to find them. I think, so that's Mexico Blue. That's not it. Okay, so this South Sea Blue Metallic, I think, is a pretty good looking color. And the configurator doesn't really do it justice, per se. If I go to Google here, South Sea. So you can see, let's find a good picture. Yeah, now this is of course not a 992, a 718 Spider RS. That looks great. But there it is on a GT3 RS. I think that's a really sharp looking color. I don't know why that's not rendering. But yeah, that's a really nice color on the car. I think if you have it spec'd correctly. So I like the South Sea Blue Metallic. Go through a couple of these other ones. China Gray, that looks good. Messian Blue. Yeah, it's nice. That's similar to, those other kind of between those other two colors that aren't paint to sample. But I really like, again, I wish Signal Yellow. But again, I don't want Signal Yellow on this car. And another color I really, really like, and I'm obsessed with, in love with, not Peru Red. Where is it? Some of these aren't rendering. I don't know why. So we got to kind of click through. Guards. This is wild. You would pay $13,000 plus for Guards Red on an ST when, it's like one of the most basic Porsche colors. Okay, here it is. GTS Red is absolutely, hands down, I think, one of the best colors Porsche offers. I don't understand. I truly don't understand why it's not offered on all GTS models. Should be a standard zero cost option or special color, whatever, Dreams, whatever name they have for it. it should be available and not under paint to sample, at least on GTS models. On this car, man, this car looks good in red with the white wheels. Wow. I mean, yeah, that's the color. And I know it's not a GTS model, but to me, you know, because like Guards red, wherever that just was this here? No, that was Peru. Guards red. Actually, this car looks incredible in Guards red too. Like, don't discount that, but obviously I wouldn't pay $13,000 for Guards red. So I would go with this darker shade, which is a non-metallic. That's fine. But I just think this GTS red looks incredible. And it seems like so few people spec this. Like, Porsche has beautiful blues, and they have like that, what was that other green that I clicked on earlier before paint to sample. Like they're great colors, and I get why people go after them, but I think Porsche does not offer enough dark red, metallic or non-metallic paints on their cars, and I think they look incredible. That's just my opinion. So I'm going to have to make this a little bit smaller, I think, or bigger, so that, because my screen is blocking the button. So we're gonna add that. Okay. Let me go back down to 100%. All right, so this is what we're working with. So we finally got to the color, GTS red. So that's not $13,000. I was way off. $20,960. But I think this car looks incredible the way that it is. So take the money. Take the money. All right, so let's move on to the wheels. The ST forged magnesium lightweight wheels. Beautiful, simple design with the center locks. I mean, again, what I was saying earlier, I think this is the best variation of the 992. And I know that the 992.2 GT3 that they've recently released has these wheels, a similar design to these wheels, right? Like, they've taken bits off of this ST for the 992.2 GT3, which I think is great for owner, you know, people who are going to buy that car. But I would still, you know, the ST special, right? It's a throwback to racing heritage, and it's a limited production run. It'll always be a very coveted car, just like the 991.1 911R. They're just special cars, and it's brilliant what Porsche is doing by bringing some of these, you know, names back and offering these special cars in today's world with all the strict regulations with emissions and everything. It's incredible that we get cars like this. And if you're fortunate enough to be able to purchase and own a car like this, it doesn't get much better. So, all right, let's move on. Let's get back on track to the wheels. So I love them. I think they're in, let's click on this. I think so it doesn't say the color that they're in. I guess when I selected the Heritage build, they look like they're white to me. We can go through these. Silver. I mean, that looks that looks good too. Let me see. Let me go through. I gotta move myself for a second. I'm gonna go back here. Let's go to that 3/4 angle. Okay, so that's silver. I'm gonna go, let's see what the satin dark silver looks like. Okay, so if you go with the satin dark silver, you have to get rid of the Heritage package. And I'm not going to get rid of the Heritage package you'll see when we get to the interior. So I'm going to cancel that. What do they look like in black? Okay, same deal. So really, for me, the only options are silver or white. I think this is tough. Going back and forth now. Oh, look, it actually, I don't know if they do that on purpose, but look at the door decal when I check it on and off. It matches the wheels. Oh, man. I thought I had this build like all planned out in my head, and now that I'm playing with this, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing at all. I think I do love the white, and I think the white would be incredible, like if the car is just standing still. But I could not imagine how dirty they look like after you take this car for a drive. So I think I'm going to go with the silver wheels. Because, and I guess it depends on what you're doing with the car. Like, are you just putting it in a garage and looking at it? Or, let's go to that side view again real quick. Okay. Yeah, if you're putting the car in the garage and just looking at it and you're like never going to put miles on it, I would go with the white. But I like the silver. I'm going with the silver. We're going with silver. I know it's not often you can get white wheels on a car. Maybe you can, but we're going with silver here. All right, now let's get to the interior. And now you can see why. I'm going to move myself over to this side, I think, so you guys can see the car. Now you can see why I went with the Heritage package. This, I'm calling it a two-tone. What do they call it? Yeah, it's two-tone. It's black with classic cognac interior. Porsche knows what they're doing. They know what they're doing. I mean, this is everything you want in a car. Like, it's perfect. With the bucket, with the 918 bucket seats and the stitching, or I don't know if that's stitching, but it's a pattern on the seats. Zoom in, I think, a little bit here. I also love the 930 style door panels, which you can option, I think, on like, most of the 911 lineup. And I like how this isn't overdone. Like in the back, it's all black, right? Like if this had a cognac dashboard, like the top, I think it'd be too much, and like definitely not the steering wheel. But I love like the little touch of the cognac as your center mark on the steering wheel. Look at the tack, like with the Heritage, the green, throughout the rev counter, and the red past from the 9 to 10,000 mark. Like I said, I mean, I don't think anyone makes an interior better than Porsche. It's a throwback. It has we're not going to get into the whole debacle with them getting rid of the tack, but on this car, this is the last car you can technically spec with a tack right now on the configurator in a 911, since they're going digital. But so I think the 992.1s are going to be special at some point, if not already, because they have that analog tack in them, and they're going to be getting rid of that. This interior, I think, is perfect. I know some people I've heard online, like some of the ergonomics of where the window switches are and stuff aren't as good in the 992s versus the 991s. So it is what it is, but I think, for what they're offering in the current lineup, that this is a great pick. I would not spec a 911 ST without this interior. That's just me. I mean, I'm sure some people got the leather interior and leather seats. It's just black and GT silver. Not for me. All right, so let's keep moving on. So the full bucket seats, I think in this car you have to get them. It's I wouldn't even consider the sports seats plus, and plus they're only like 4 ways. If you're going to get the sports seats, like get the 18 ways in my opinion. And then here's where we have the Heritage Design Package, which is $20,360. Pretty much almost the same cost as paint to sample. So that's $40,000 in options we've added already, which is nuts. But it kind of just shows you, and it goes over all the different things that are on the ST or in this package. I'm not going to read through all of that. Oh, actually, let me just slow down. So if I ever wanted to look through this again, here's what it includes. It says exclusive exterior color in shore blue metallic. Huh, that's funny that they have that. I guess because that's like comes standard with the package. Heritage Design, 60 years of 911 side motorsport decals, painted wheels, historic crest on hood and wheel center caps, silver grills, front fascia, rear deck lid, and hood air outlets. Porsche logo and ST logo in gold. The ST specific indoor car cover. Oh, look at that. They're throwing you a car cover for 20 grand. Now, I mean, you're getting a nice package, but it's just the price is outrageous. I mean, because you got to think this is really only an appearance package. At the end of the day, it's the performance, if you get this or not, is the same. And then the interior, which we just went over, Porsche crest on the headrest, Heritage Design floor mats, seat centers in classic cognac with black pinstripes. So, okay, so we have that in the build. Let's go to the exterior here. Exterior mirror, lower trim, and base and exterior color. Let's check that and see what that looks like. So this part right here, I don't like that, believe it or not. For $660, I'll save the money. The underdoor puddle light projectors. And this one's interesting because I think this is if you wanted to read Porsche. Otherwise, it comes up with that logo that says Icons of Cool, which is unique to the ST. I know some people don't like that. So if you don't like that logo, and you can look it up online, I think it's cool. It's unique to the car, right? It's the only Porsche that has that. So I would just leave that as is. So we're not going to check any of those. The exterior decals and logos. Okay, so this is where I do want to make a couple of adjustments. First off, paint protection film. I'm not going to get that done from the factory. You'd get that done, at a local shop. So we have the Heritage Design Package, which include 60 years of the 911. So you can do this personal start number, right, where the 63 is here. I personally don't like this number on the side of the car. I just wanted to read Porsche. So I am going to delete. I think the way I have to do this is I can't just delete this. I think I have to delete this entire decal and then add back in the Porsche side decal. So I'm going to click deletion of Heritage Design Motorsport decals. It's a zero cost option. Okay, we're going to accept that. So now it's naked. right, on the side, which looks great. I mean, that's a stunning car. But for me, I'm going to throw back in the Porsche logo on the side. And that's the zero cost option. You can see included with Heritage Design Package. So let's add that back in. Boom. Boom. That's, for me, I think that looks incredible. And the reason I want this logo on here is, again, it's kind of a throwback to, when the Porsches from the 60s and 70s, right? They, especially when they would race, some of the race cars back then, they would have the Porsche decal on the doors and rear quarter panel. So this, that's, it's I wouldn't say it's subtle, but I don't know. It just works on the car. And it also kind of, because, these 911s have gotten a lot bigger over since the 991 and 992 generation. So it kind of breaks up that, the wheelbase a little bit. And I think it just adds some more visual interest. So let's go now to, of course, you can only get this 6-speed manual. Thank God. You would never want a PDK in this car. Front axle lift system. I guess that depends on depending on where you're driving. I would option it because at least then you have the ability to not scrape the front of the car, right? This is not a cheap car. I'm sure this is like a piece of plastic. I don't know if this is plastic or carbon fiber here. Looks like plastic to me, like this front lip that's black. But still, you don't want to have to replace it. I mean, in case you encounter a steep driveway or speed bump, it's nice just to have the option in the car. Lift the front up, go over whatever you have to travel over, and put the car back down. I know some people, it adds weight, or it's it's another part to break, which, yes, it is, but it's a nice thing to have. For the price of this car, for $3,600, I would option it. Sport chrono package, of course, you want that. And I would get the extended range fuel tank, I think. I don't know what the standard one is, but it says it does not decrease front trunk volume. Again, I think this, for me, is more so a throwback to the 911s that raced in the 60s and 70s. They had the bigger fuel tank right in the front. So, plus, I don't, this engine is going to be thirsty. So, if you're going to be going on a long trip, and I would drive this car if I could get one, that you want the extended range, 23 gallons. That's a good amount of fuel to carry. That should get you quite far. Okay, so now we get to the lights and the vision. So Porsche Dynamic Light System Plus, a PDLS. Let's click on that, see what that looks like. I like these lights, like the way they look now, but let's see what they look like. Okay, so not much of a difference. You can see that it was like that silver ring was added. Of course, the lights, are an upgrade. Dynamic cornering, speed-dependent headlight range control. Let's see what they look like in black. And this is kind of hard to tell on the configurator, to be honest. Let's go to the 3/4 view. Switch between them. It looks so similar. So like the projector looks like it's blacked out. I don't know. I don't think I like that, to be honest. I don't even know how I feel about this silver trim, like ring on the interior, on the inside. Let's look at the LED matrix designs, PDLS Plus. Okay, and if you go to the front, these look completely different. Yeah, I think this is the way to go. Now let's see black. All right. So look at that again. The black. Oh man. I don't know. I think I like the black, but I'm not sure. Does it say like what part is blacked out? Elements in black. Daytime running light trims in matte black. Outer headlight ring in dark chrome. Okay. So this part is in dark chrome. And reflective ambient speed lines. I think it's, let's see if we go from here. I want to click on, they have like a video here. Doesn't really help that much. It's hard to tell from the configurator. I think the main thing is like, okay, you can kind of see it right over here. This is some of these elements are darker, and then the surrounded ring. What I'm struggling with is like, because there's chrome on, the windows, the trim around the windows is chrome. So do you want the headlights to match that? But at the same time, I kind of like, the black kind of looks more integrated. Let me just go back to the stock lights for a second. Okay, they did, yeah. So the LED matrix, PDLS plus. I mean, even the stock ones look fine, to be honest. Sometimes, like, when you add options, it's like you're making it more complicated than it needs to be. But I think on this car, I'm going to go with the LED matrix, so PDLS plus in black. Final answer. So, okay, let's go to the back now. I know, so the exclusive design taillights, which I think these like little fins, or they call them lateral gills, light up. That's cool. I think that's great. Like if you spec'd a car like in like a lighter color, like this gray or something like that, I would totally do that. But with the GTS red, I don't like how that light bar disappears. So I am going to leave that as red. I know people are probably like, you're crazy for doing that. I like how this looks. I think the red ties in with the GTS red and the reflectors down at the bottom. That's just me. Auto dimming mirrors with integrated rain sensor. With integrated rain sensor for windshield wipers. I actually think that's a pretty nice feature. I'm going to spec that. $700. What's $700 at this price point? It doesn't matter. So let's get now into the interior again. So deviated stitching interior package. I'm not like, I guess that's if you spec the base. I'm calling it base, but the black with GT silver stitching. I don't think you can do maybe you can do deviated stitching with this interior, but I don't think you can. I'm leaving this interior the way that it is. Extended leather package. I don't think like extended leather dashboard in leather. I don't think you need any of that with this interior. It's fine the way that it comes in this package. Storage package. What is this? Oh, this little luggage net in the passenger footwell. I don't know. You can't even really see it in here. It's a zero cost option. It might be cool to have. I don't know. Yeah, we'll spec it. You know, you could put your morning newspaper in there, right? That, you know, you take this car to go get a cup of coffee and you're reading the newspaper. That's where you keep that until you get to the cafe where you're going to sit outside, sip your espresso, read your newspaper, if you can still find newspaper, and just look at the car. So that's a good reason to spec that. That's the reason to get the storage package. Deviated leather, again, not doing anything there. Seat belts and seat design. Sport seats plus. We don't have those, so that doesn't matter. Colored seat belts. Let's see what we want to do. So if you do that, it removes the heritage design package. I'm not doing that at all. So I have no. Yeah, you saw I went back to the black real quick. The cognac's so much better. Steering column casing in leather. Don't need that. I think this already is in leather. Yeah, I can see the stitch in there. So don't need to spec that. Again, that's more so for the black interior. Interior options, individual limitation number, which is really cool. So between 1 or 0001 and 1963, any number. Doesn't matter which one you get. They're all special. Air vent surround in leather. I hate this option. Oh, well, maybe it's not this option. I think this is just a surrounded area. Wait, what's it? Air vent surround in leather and air vent slats painted. Side air vents painted in exterior color. Like, don't ever option that. Like, that is so weird. Like, that's just tacky. You don't want that. Air vents, yeah, same thing here. Oh, that one's painted. This one's in leather. Both of them you don't want. Just save your money. The vehicle keys in leather. I guess on this car you could get that, but I don't know. It's a lot of money for a little leather pouch. I'd rather go to like a local, interior shop and have them make something up. That's just, I just wouldn't do that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe for this car, like, you can personalize this. Like, this one's in one key in leather pouch. What's the difference here? Because it says that you can personalize it. Porsche is embossed, yeah. This one's cheaper. I don't understand. Oh. Painted. This is painted, and that's cheaper. Okay, that doesn't make any sense to me. Vehicle keys painted with race text. Yeah, you don't want that. I'm not doing any of these. Bespoke vehicle keys painted, one key pouch in leather. No, I don't think you need any of this stuff. Okay, let's get down here. Pedals and footrests in aluminum. I don't know. Like, I wonder what it's like with, like, from a driving experience with these. Like, I'm guessing there's like rubber, around the aluminum so that way your foot doesn't slip off. if that's the case, and if these are like, easy to drive with a manual, I think, let me see here. Let's option them and see what it looks like. I don't know. It doesn't look as good as I thought it was going to. There's not a whole lot of other aluminum like that stands out in this car, so I am not going to option that. I'd rather have them black, just like with the polished exterior. That's standard. The bespoke door sill guards, you can get them in aluminum, illuminated, or carbon fiber. I can't remember. Okay, yeah, so these are the ones. So this one's bespoke. This one is the ST logo. That's illuminated. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, if you want to put a personalized message, this would be a good. I'm kind of torn on this, like, because you buy a limited production car and then you're even personalizing it further. Because if that car was ever be sold, like, I do think it's cool. It's like, oh, the original owner spec'd it this way. But if you get something like weird, like doesn't make any sense to anybody, right? Like, you're like, oh, well, why did they put that on the door sills? So I do like the illuminated one. I'd probably go, just get the carbon fiber illuminated. Oh, nope, never mind. Maybe it might already come with the heritage package. I'm gonna just go up top here real quick to see. Where is that heritage package? It might already come with it. Maybe not. See where it says extensive extension of leather features. I don't see anything about the door sill guards. Okay, whatever. If it's not going to let us add it, then we're not going to spec it. Again, these are options. We don't need the specs, sun visors and leather race tacks. I don't know. Bespoke logo on center console lid. I wouldn't put the Porsche crest because it's already on the headrests, but you guys are going to think I'm crazy if this loads. What if? Gotta move myself again. It's kind of cool how they have like the 75 logo, 1948 to 2023. This heritage icon's of cool. So that's the logo that is on the puddle projector. If you don't spec the Porsche one, the Porsche script. So what is this one? This is an outline. Another variation. Exclusive. Yeah, that's too much. This is kind of cool. I know you guys probably think I'm nuts. I'm not going to spec it though, but it is cool just to see what they have to offer. So I'm not going to spec that. The personalized floor mats, again, this stuff, I'm not changing the interior from the way it comes. Carbon fiber floor mats. I don't know why you would want them. I don't know. Maybe in like a stripped down race car, which I guess this kind of is, but It's funny how Porsche, like, this is such a luxury car, but the ST is a throwback straight to race and heritage. But they've figured out how to blend both of them together, racing and luxury. Bespoke, yeah. Your manual and leather, I think it already comes in leather, so like it's fine the way that it comes. Fire extinguisher, that would be kind of cool in this car. I don't know if they show where it goes. I think it goes right here under, it goes right under the passenger seat. I am going to spec that on this car. I think that's just a unique option. That's something that I would want. Assistance systems, traffic sign recognition. You do not need this. To detect road signs, no overtaken zones. You don't want that on a car like this. You don't need driver aids. What is this park assist though? I just said that you don't need driver aids, but let me see. So park and proximity sensors with audible proximity warning and distant graphic on the PCM. Note, reverse and camera is standard. So this is where, like, if you get close, it goes beep, 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 right? My concern with that is then you get you get those parking sensors in the bumper. Let's see if they show that. Yeah. Not a game changer. I just don't think you really need it. If you have a camera, you're checking your mirrors. Again, and this is like, to be honest, if you're buying a car like this, like, you should have a garage that's big and you're not like pulling into, like, you're backing up like right up against something, right? Like, you want space around the car. And if you're backing up like into a parking spot, like, take your time because there's a curb, right? Like, don't hit the curb. You got to be aware of those things. It's like driving, if you were driving an old 911, like Carrera RS from 1973, you didn't have parking sensors. Like, just don't be stupid, right? So I am not going to spec that. Interior comfort. Okay, let's see here. Preparation for Porsche dash cam. Probably not going to do that. We're just getting an aftermarket one. Ambient lighting. This is a cool option where you can change the colors. I don't know if we can add this with the Heritage package. Let's see. Guess we can. Check. Yeah. So let's go back to this. So 7 colored light schemes. I'm assuming one is just like white, like normal, right? Like normal light. I think that's cool to have. And I don't know how it would look, like with this interior. Like, if you had all black, it'd probably be cool. Like, you'd have blue or red or purple or whatever. This is not necessary, but I'm just intrigued by it. If you can change it and you can just leave it on like normal, like white light, then yeah, for $580 at this price point, get it. Smoking package, I would not spec this, especially with a manual shifter right there. You don't want that. And last but not least is the audio system. So it boggles my mind why you cannot get Burmester in these high-end 911s, in the GT cars. I don't understand it. I don't know if it's because of the weight, but this, to me, like, if you could get Burmester in this car with this spec, you don't need any other car in the world. But I guess, even though you're probably not going to listen to the radio much with this car, I'm torn about this. Like, are you going to spend the $1,600? But I guess if you're on a long road trip and you're listening to some music, it's better to have the upgraded system than not. So we'll check the Bose. I almost feel like you would want to delete the Sirius XM antenna on this car. So despite the elimination of the antenna, the selection of the Sirius XM function remains available, but without function. So does that mean you can use Sirius XM or you can't? I don't know. I'm probably going to listen to my own music anyway, so I'm going to get rid of the antenna. I don't want it on the car. And then the delivery experience. I mean, yeah, this would be an amazing car to pick up in Germany if you could. It says European delivery is $0. I would do Zuffenhausen or I think it's Leipzig. Someone correct me on that. Leipzig? Should know how to say that. I would do the Zuffenhausen if you can. I mean, can you imagine? Like factory collection program. Allows you to collect your Porsche directly from our factory in Zuffenhausen, Germany, and contains a range of services including transport, hotel reservations, and a factory tour. Please contact us at europeandelivery@porsche.us for more information. Let's contact them. Let's do it. I'm sure this is absolutely incredible to do. Couldn't imagine. Maybe one day. I'm going to click it just to see. It removes the fire extinguisher. You got to be kidding me. I don't know. That might be a deal breaker. Why would you get rid of it? Just because I'm getting the car delivered in Germany, now you're getting rid of my fire extinguisher. I can't be safe over there? I mean, I don't know. All right, we'll leave it off for now. So, in summary, your dream becomes reality, I wish. Here is how I would spec my 911 ST. A cool, icons of cool, $345,950 USD. So 52,000. So the base price is $290,000. Price for equipment is $52,600. Beautiful $1,700 gas guzzler taxi. Gotta love that. Delivery, processing, and handling fee $1,650. And we can save this or create a Porsche code. I wish, but you can see all the different options that I spec'd. And I would say this is a pretty good build. This is the way that I would want to do it. You can get a chronograph watch to match. I mean, geez, if you're spending this kind of money, let's see if we can open this up. Not that. I think this is like, if you're buying this car, like this is something you might want to do because it's a limited edition car. So while that's it just loaded. It says may take up to 30 seconds to load. All right, we'll come back to this. I'm not going to waste time building one, but I just wanted to go back through the pictures of this car. Let's just see here. Yeah, this isn't doing anything. Okay, so we're not going to build a watch today. Change the scenic background. Oh, look at it there. Why does it, like with the wheel turn, the car looks so much better. Wow. I'm glad I clicked on that. I'm going to move myself out of the way here just for a few seconds here to enjoy the car. What a beautiful car. The car looks fast, standing still. You know it's a Porsche. Unmistakable. You know, like there's no question that this is what a 911 should look like. And it's a shame that, you know, you can't get one. I'm just going to run through these photos one more time. Man, if only I would drive this car every day if I could. Wow. It's just, I mean, to me, it's perfect. And we're just looking at the car, right? Like, this isn't even, we're not driving it, right? It's like there's a whole nother element to all of this, which is driving the car, the sound that it makes, the feeling that it gives you, the experience that you get. You know, that's why you build a car like this, and you have to pay to play. But yeah, this car is incredible. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if anyone wants to spec a car like this and they have it, I don't even know if if all the builds are done. Like I said, I saw a post online that the last ST was delivered to the United States. So I wanted to build this before the configurator is down. And if someone has a build slot and they have no idea how to build a car, build it like this, and maybe in 50 years, I could buy it from you, if it depreciates. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts below on what you like about this build and maybe what you don't like, what you would change. And I'm going to be doing more of these because this is fun. I had a lot of fun doing this. Just kind of going through, playing with the options and seeing ultimately, what works best on the car. I love this gold lettering. Oh man, I'm a sucker for that. Like that's how it was like on the 911Es, like back in the 70s. Yeah, it's just perfect. I like the badge too. The 911. I think that's the 60th anniversary badge, I think, if I'm correct, like for the 911. And I also like how these the third brake light is clear, not amber. Yeah, the car is just, I could go on for days about this, but video is starting to get long. So again, if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this, and leave your thoughts below. And we'll see you next time on Life is Lucci. Take care, everyone.